All right, so let's dive into something you definitely don't see every day.
Yeah.
The world of roadway maintenance machines.
Oh, yeah.
You got your massive track layers, rail fixers, all that
Not the big stuff.
all that heavy duty stuff.
Yeah.
And as anyone on the tracks or managing those crews knows,
Right.
safety is paramount out there.
For sure.
And that's where OSHA regulation 1926.1442 comes in.
Uh-huh.
But get this,
Okay.
it's full of exceptions.
Oh, really?
Why is that? Well, that's what we're here to unpack today.
It is fascinating, isn't it? These machines, they share a lot with cranes.
Right.
But the railroad environment, it throws in some unique wrinkles.
Yeah.
And OSHA acknowledges this with these exceptions,
Yeah.
recognizing that one size fits all doesn't really work on the rails.
So for our listeners who are either working towards that crane operator license or are seasoned pros already,
Right.
this is essential knowledge.
Uh-huh.
We're talking about a different breed of machine and a different approach to safety.
Precisely.
Okay.
Take operator certification, for example.
Okay.
OSHA is usually really strict about who can operate a crane,
Right.
but for roadway maintenance, those standard regs, they don't always fit.
So that's exception number one.
Right.
And I can already see why it's needed. You're not just lifting cargo here. You're
Yeah.
dealing with the entire track system.
Absolutely.
Signals and hazards most crane operators never encounter.
Right. You need specialized knowledge, and
Yeah.
chances are the Federal Railroad Administration, or FRA, already has regulations in place for that.
Oh, wow.
So OSHA gives some leeway.
It's like OSHA saying, we trust the FRA has this part covered.
Exactly.
But then there are exceptions related to the machines themselves,
Okay.
like rail clamps, stops, and work area controls.
Uh-huh.
Usually those are crucial for crane stability and safety zones.
But think about the context.
Okay.
Many of these machines are track-bound,
Right.
moving along the rails themselves.
Yeah.
So additional clamps or stops might be redundant. Plus, the work often involves controlled movement along the track.
Right.
So fixed stops just wouldn't work.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
It's about adapting to the environment.
exactly.
And speaking of adaptation, exception number 3 deals with out-of-level work.
Okay.
OSHA typically frowns upon cranes operating on uneven ground.
Right.
Why the different standard here?
Well, it's in the nature of railroad tracks.
Okay.
Curves, inclines, uneven terrain.
Gosh.
It's all part of the package.
Yeah.
Roadway maintenance machines are built to handle this.
Right.
They often have special leveling systems or outriggers to maintain stability.
So the inherent design of both the work and the machines already factors in some of the risks OSHA normally addresses.
Exactly. OSHA recognizes this.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean throwing caution to the wind.
No.
You'll still need those inspections and other safety measures in place.
So it's a balance, not a free pass.
Right.
Then we get to exception number 4,
Okay.
dragging loads sideways.
Oh.
With regular cranes, that's usually a big no-no.
Huge no-no.
Yeah.
But imagine replacing a section of rail.
Okay.
You lift the old section, and you need to move it sideways to clear the track.
I see.
Dragging it under controlled conditions
Right.
can actually be the safest and most efficient way to do that.
Wow. So it's fascinating how the tasks themselves dictate these unique safety considerations.
It really is.
Then we get into the more technical exceptions,
All right.
like number 5, the boom hoist limiting device.
Yeah, that's a critical safety feature on most cranes, preventing the boom from being raised too high and tipping over.
Right.
However, many roadway maintenance machines rely on hydraulic systems to control the boom.
Yeah.
These systems often have built-in limits, making a separate device unnecessary.
So it's like having a backup safety system already in place.
Exactly.
So what stands out to you about these first 5 exceptions? Especially for someone who might be operating these machines one day.
Well, what's interesting is the underlying theme of specialized knowledge and adaptability.
Okay.
You need to understand the unique demands of railroad work and how those demands shape safety practices.
It's not just about knowing how to operate a crane.
Right.
It's about understanding the intricacies of the railroad environment.
Exactly.
And that brings us to the final 2 exceptions,
Okay.
both related to manufacturer guidance.
Uh-huh.
One specifically mentions modifications.
Yeah.
The other seems broader.
Right.
What's the significance here?
This is where the interplay between OSHA and FRA regulations gets interesting.
Okay.
OSHA typically defers to the manufacturer's instructions for things like modifications and operation.
Right.
But if the employer is already under specific FRA requirements,
Yeah.
those might supersede the manufacturer's guidance.
So it's like a hierarchy of regulations.
Yes.
First follow FRA,
Uh-huh.
then the manufacturer.
Right.
And always, always prioritize safety.
Of course, always.
And for anyone working with these machines, this highlights the importance of knowing your specific regulatory landscape.
Absolutely.
It might not just be about OSHA.
Right.
There could be FRA regulations to consider as well.
For sure.
So research is key.
Yeah.
Don't just assume you know the rules. Double check.
Absolutely.
All right, we've unpacked the first 7 exceptions, and already a clear picture is emerging.
Definitely.
It seems OSHA recognizes that the railroad environment necessitates a different approach to safety.
Yeah.
A blend of traditional crane practices with adaptations specific to the tasks and machinery involved.
It's a unique world for sure.
It is, and that's just the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
We've got more to explore.
We do.
So stick around as we dive deeper into the implications of these exceptions and what they mean for safety professionals, crane operators, and those aspiring to join their ranks.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, it's crucial to understand that these exceptions aren't about lowering safety standards.
Right.
In fact, they highlight the specialized nature of railroad work and the need for tailored safety protocols.
That's a good point. Yeah. That's a point worth emphasizing for our listeners.
Yeah.
These exceptions aren't a free pass to disregard safety,
Right.
but a recognition that traditional crane safety measures might need some adjustments on the rails.
Absolute.
But how do these exceptions actually impact the overall safety on the tracks?
That's the key question, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a delicate balance.
Okay.
On one hand, these exceptions, they allow for more flexibility and efficiency in roadway maintenance.
Uh-huh.
If crews can work more effectively,
Yeah.
they can address potential hazards quicker, potentially contributing to a safer railway system.
So there's a potential upside in terms of speed and efficiency,
Exactly.
which in a way can contribute to safety by addressing hazard quickly.
Precisely.
Yeah.
But the other side of the coin
Okay.
is ensuring that these exceptions aren't misconstrued as permission to ignore safety altogether.
Right.
That's where robust training, crystal clear communication,
Yeah.
and a strong safety culture become paramount.
It sounds like a constant tightrope walk.
It is.
Adapting to unique circumstances while maintaining a strict focus on safety.
Absolutely.
And you mentioned the FRA earlier in relation to operator certification.
Yes.
What exactly is the FRA?
Okay.
And why is it so important for those working on or around railroad equipment?
The FRA, or Federal Railroad Administration,
Okay.
is the agency that sets and enforces safety regulations specific to the railroad industry.
Got it.
Well, OSHA provides broad workplace safety guidelines.
Right.
The FRA delves into the nitty-gritty of railroad operations,
Okay.
including track safety, equipment standards, and personnel qualifications.
So it's like having a specialist on top of the general practitioner,
Yeah.
ensuring that safety measures are truly tailored to the specific risks of railroad work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think of it as 2 layers of safety net,
Okay.
each designed for a slightly different purpose.
Uh-huh.
OSHA sets the baseline,
Right.
and the FRA adds that extra layer of protection
Yeah.
tailored for the rails.
So for our listeners who are currently working on the tracks, or for those aspiring to join the railroad workforce,
Right.
understanding both sets of regulations is crucial.
Absolutely.
Where would you recommend they go to learn more about the FRA and its specific guidelines?
The FRA website is a fantastic resource.
wow.
It has tons of information on everything,
Okay.
from track safety standards to operator qualifications, even specific guidelines for roadway maintenance machines.
Sounds pretty comprehensive.
It's like a one-stop shop for all things railroad safety.
Good to know.
They also often collaborate with industry associations and professional organizations to offer specialized training programs.
So networking and connecting with those industry groups is essential.
Absolutely. Safety is a shared responsibility.
Right.
And in an industry as complex as railroading,
Yeah.
that shared knowledge and experience is invaluable.
We've talked about the regulatory side
Right.
and the unique nature of the work itself.
Uh-huh.
But let's zoom in on the individuals working with these machines.
Yeah.
What are some of the key psychological factors that come into play when operating such massive equipment?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Often overlooked,
Yeah.
these psychological factors play a huge role in safety outcomes.
I bet.
One of the biggest is stress.
Okay.
Operating these machines is demanding,
Yeah.
both physically and mentally.
I can imagine.
You're dealing with heavy equipment,
Right.
intricate procedures,
Uh-huh.
and the constant awareness of potential hazards.
It's a lot to manage.
It is.
And that stress can impact decision-making,
Of course.
reaction time,
Uh-huh.
and performance overall.
Absolutely.
For listening who are new to this type of work,
Yeah.
how can they best prepare for and manage that stress,
Okay.
ensuring it doesn't compromise their safety?
Training and experience are key.
All right.
The more you practice and familiarize yourself with the equipment and procedures,
Right.
the more confident and comfortable you'll feel, reducing stress levels.
Makes sense.
But beyond that,
Okay.
it's crucial to have coping mechanisms.
Like what?
Taking breaks,
What?
practicing mindfulness,
Uh-huh.
and open communication with colleagues and supervisors
Got it.
can help manage stress effectively.
So it's not just about being tough.
No,
It's about recognizing stress as a factor and having strategies to deal with it healthfully.
exactly. Bottling it up only makes things worse.
Right.
But stress isn't the only factor.
Oh, what else?
Complacency is another major challenge.
Oh.
When tasks become routine,
Yeah.
it's easy to let your guard down.
It's almost like the brain going on autopilot,
It is.
which can be dangerous in an environment with so many potential hazards.
That's why staying vigilant,
Yeah.
even during routine tasks,
Right.
is crucial.
What?
Supervisors and safety managers have a responsibility to combat complacency.
So how do they do that?
Regular safety briefings,
Yep.
toolbox talks,
Uh-huh.
even simple reminders can reinforce the importance of staying alert.
It's a continuous process.
Yep.
Not a one-time fix.
Right.
What about the role of technology?
Oh, yeah.
We touched on the FRA website as a resource, but how can technology be leveraged to directly enhance safety on the job site,
Okay.
especially when dealing with these specialized roadway maintenance machines?
Technology is a game changer in this field.
Really?
We're seeing machine automation and advanced safety systems integrated into these machines.
Wow, like what?
Features like automatic braking, collision avoidance,
Yeah.
and stability control.
It's like having a built-in safety net,
It is.
a watchful co-pilot that's always alert,
Uh-huh.
even when human fatigue might set in.
Exactly. And these systems are becoming more sophisticated and reliable all the time.
Wow, that's great.
Then there's the power of data analytics and predictive maintenance.
So using data to anticipate and address potential problems before they become major safety hazards.
Precisely. By collecting and analyzing data on machine performance, usage patterns, environmental conditions, we can spot trends and potential issues that might be invisible to the human eye.
So you're saying it's like having a data-driven crystal ball,
It is.
helping us make informed decisions about maintenance, upgrades, and procedures.
Exactly.
It's about shifting from reactive to proactive safety measures,
Yeah.
using data to predict and prevent accidents
Right.
rather than just reacting to them.
Exactly. And that's a powerful shift in the industry.
It sounds like it.
Technology is a powerful ally in creating a safer, more efficient railroad system.
It's like having a constantly evolving safety toolkit at our disposal.
It is.
But tools are only as good as the people using them.
Right.
And that brings us back to the human element.
Absolutely. We can have the most advanced technology,
Yeah.
but without a strong safety culture,
Right.
without that shared commitment to vigilance,
Uh-huh.
communication,
Yeah.
and continuous improvement,
Okay.
those tools are only partially effective.
So it's a partnership between technology and human awareness,
It is.
each complementing and strengthening the other.
Precisely.
Okay.
And that brings us to another crucial aspect,
Okay. What's
the role of regulatory oversight.
right?
We've talked extensively about OSHA and FRA regulations.
We have.
But what about the enforcement side?
Right.
How do these agencies ensure those rules translate into real-world safety on the ground?
It's one thing to have regulations on paper,
Yeah.
but making sure they're followed.
Right.
That's where the rubber meets the road.
It is.
What does that enforcement look like?
Both OSHA and the FRA have teams of inspectors
Okay.
who conduct on-site inspections,
Uh-huh.
review safety records,
Yeah.
and investigate accidents.
So it's kind of like a safety police force,
In a way, yes.
but with a focus on prevention as much as punishment.
Exactly.
So it's about ensuring compliance and holding people accountable,
Yes.
but also identifying areas for improvement
Uh-huh.
and working with the industry to address systemic safety issues.
Exactly. Enforcement isn't just about pointing fingers. It's about working collaboratively with the industry
Yeah.
to create a safer work environment for everyone.
It's a partnership, a shared responsibility between regulators and the industry itself,
Absolutely.
all with the ultimate goal of improving safety for everyone involved.
Of course.
And that collaborative approach seems especially vital in an industry as complex as railroading,
I agree.
where safety is a constant balancing act between traditional practices and the unique demands of the work environment.
Absolutely. And as technology continues to advance and the workforce evolves, that collaboration will become even more critical in shaping the future of safety in the railroad industry.
We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
Exploring the unique world of roadway maintenance machines and the OSHA exceptions that apply to them.
Yeah, it's been a good one.
It's a fascinating blend of heavy machinery, complex regulations, and the constant pursuit of safety in a demanding environment.
Absolutely.
We've delved into the rationale behind those exceptions.
Right.
Highlighting the specialized nature of railroad work.
Yeah.
And the need for a tailored approach to safety.
For sure.
One that goes beyond the traditional crane operation guidelines.
Exactly.
We've also discussed the critical role of understanding both OSHA and FRA regulations, the power of technology in enhancing safety measures, and the importance of fostering a strong safety culture within the workforce itself.
Couldn't agree more.
But as with any deep dive,
we've
only scratched the surface.
That's true.
There's always more to explore.
Always.
More to learn. And more ways to enhance safety in this dynamic industry.
So for our listeners who are safety professionals, crane operators, or those aspiring to join their ranks, what's the one big thing you want them to remember from this deep dive?
I think the biggest takeaway is this.
Okay.
Safety in the railroad industry isn't about blindly following a set of rules. It's about understanding the why behind those rules. The unique challenges of this environment and the need for adaptability and continuous improvement.
Well said.
It's about being proactive, informed, and always striving to enhance safety practices.
Absolutely. It requires a commitment to ongoing learning, open communication, and willingness to embrace new technologies and best practices.
And perhaps most importantly, remembering that safety isn't a solo mission. It's a shared responsibility that requires collaboration.
For sure.
And buy-in from everyone involved.
Absolutely.
From the operators on the ground to the safety managers overseeing the entire operation.
Exactly. It's a collective effort, a team sport where everyone plays a crucial role in creating a safe and efficient work environment.
I like that, a team sport.
Now, before we wrap up,
I
want to leave our listeners with a thought-provoking question to ponder as they continue their own journey in the realm of railroad safety. As technology continues to advance at an unprecedented pace, how do we ensure that our safety practices and regulations evolve in tandem, keeping pace with those innovations?
It's a crucial question.
It is.
That challenges us to think critically about the future of safety in this industry.
How do we harness the power of technology while staying grounded in the fundamental principles of risk management and human well-being?
How do we ensure that safety remains at the forefront as we embrace those advancements?
It's a constant balancing act, finding that sweet spot where technological innovation enhances safety without creating new unforeseen risks.
And it's a challenge that demands our constant attention
Yes.
and a commitment to proactive adaptation.
Well said.
The goal isn't just to prevent accidents,
No.
but to create a culture where safety is woven into the very fabric of railroad operations.
Right.
A culture where accidents become not just rare,
Yeah.
but unthinkable.
And that's a future worth striving for.
Absolutely.
Right.
And on that note, we want to thank you for joining us on this deep dive
Yeah, thanks for listening, everyone.
into the world of roadway maintenance machines
It's been fun.
and the OSHA exceptions that govern their operation.
Yeah.
We hope you found this exploration informative, engaging, and thought-provoking.
We did our best.
Remember, safety is a journey, not a destination.
It really is.
Keep learning, keep innovating, and keep striving for a safer railroad industry for everyone.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
A huge thank you to Safety One Source for making this deep dive possible.
They're great.
They're your go-to resource for all things safety. So be sure to check them out for more insights and expert guidance.
They're the...
Safety One Source, your partner in building a safer tomorrow.
Until next time, everyone.
Until next time, stay safe and keep those tracks running smoothly.